Tito Bandito himself from back in the 80s, 90s when I grew up. Okay, folks, so I got to spend another 3-4 months straight basically deep in the Rocky Mountains, Colorado Rocky Mountains, this time in southwest Colorado, actually where I've been hanging out the last 5 years, where I broke my leg along the Arkansas River around the Salida, Colorado area, about 2 hours west of Colorado Springs. And this summer, just like most, I see something extraordinary regarding wildlife, and this time I saw a bear. I have been a Colorado native all my life, and a sportsman of Colorado most of my life, growing up in the Denver metropolitan area, where 80% of the population of the state resides. So I consider myself lucky because, rangers say, hey, consider it to be a lucky if you see one of these animals from a distance. But I myself don't consider it lucky. I consider it to be a little bit dangerous. I think there's too many of them around lately. There's too many wildcats all around Boulder, Colorado, all around Fort Collins. Man was attacked back in 1993. A little boy was attacked and killed. And there's incidents all the time where one of them came up and bit a guy on its head when he was in a hot tub just a couple years ago. I'm going to do a video all about all the missing hikers, and some of them are from bears and from cougars. But luckily, my encounter, thank God, I was divided from him by a river, and so he or she couldn't cross. And I do have footage of it. I'm going to show you just here in a second. And some footage I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. And I shouted at it, and it got up on its hind legs and looked at me and almost started going towards me. But mine was a happy bear. It was a regal bear. It did its trot. It's amazing how these things, it's like a big dog that can traverse landscape really quickly. I also saw a bald eagle up close in the beginning of the spring at Pine Lake in the foothills. I almost stepped on a rattlesnake, and I had to kill it. A young rattlesnake. I've never seen one, but if you get bit by one of those, you have to go to the hospital. Here's the footage of the bear. There it is. You can see. This was after it got up its on knees. Maybe it thought I was prey. It was coming down the tracks. I was just sitting in my van where I've parked numerous times. There started to be lizards around there. There's started to be stuff I heard at night. So there it is from a distance. My dad and his road bike crew saw one around Durango, which had blonde on the top. But 85% of the bears here in Colorado are black bears because the old timers pushed out the bears from the old days. They pushed them up north where there's still bear killings to this day. Up in Montana all the way up to British. Wow, my first bear. So I personally think this is dangerous. Another highlight of my summers, I drove down right around the Boathouse restaurant. I saw 2 trouts right in the middle of the summer. Rainbow trouts. That was really cool. Previous years I saw a mink.
After seeing the bear
so I've had a great time. I saw moose.
I didn't know whether or not I should. Well, I did try to call what kind of insiders call CPW, Colorado Parks and Wildlife. And they were closed because by then that was around 8 o'clock. And they said so that is a call I need to make immediately because I guess they have differing hours. I guess today, what is now today, is they're open to something like 7:30, whereas yesterday they didn't open until like 2. So, but first thing we need to do is I want to go see I want to show you guys how many campers were vulnerable and see if there were any incidents or anything like that. So that's number one. So let's go ahead and do that. I was contemplating calling the police, but I thought that was maybe taking it just a little bit too far. So, I don't know how many people see a bear, but in Colorado, like in around Salida, have been here, but it's not that many. I am in an exclusive club at this point. I've spent enough time. And then the only people above seeing a wild bear would be seeing a cougar, which is, in both of these, I didn't even really want to see it. Now that's where we saw it. down there, back there. And also I'm going to go clean up that food that I naively left around there. That was really stupid of me. After reading all about it, you never want to leave any scraps or anything, trash or anything. That's the big problem. So it would have traveled, you see some of that fencing up there. It would have traveled. Just roll the window. You guys be careful. I saw a black bear about 8 o'clock last night. About a little further up. It was coming down along these tracks. And now I see this kid. You know, I tried, they say like call Parks and Recreation if you see that. I've never seen one. Okay. Have you guys? Not here. You know, a man was killed in Cotopaxi in 93. 24-year-old man. Black bear? Yeah, he even broke into his camper. This one was fortunate. It was on the other side of the tracks. But I'm going to go down and make sure any of the campers, because, you know, there's campers who camp along here. Yeah. You guys be careful, too. If you have a firearm, I'd take it down. Because he's got to be around here or even further. I mean, I couldn't believe how fast they move across terrain. Oh, yeah. What? No, last night. They say that you'll see, and then I read up about it and everything. They said that they're most active in the morning and at night, twilight, and they pretty much stay up all night, all that. But as we continue further down here, all right. So now he could be anywhere over here. This is one of the first places I camped at when I come here. And I've seen a person who camped tent right up that road. It screwed up my shocks on my van, or not my shocks, but my something like that. But I used to camp right up there. I love that spot. In fact, you can see in my videos, that's where I have that spot, and that cave is up there. See that cave? See that cave up there? There's bats up there. But this is one of my first spots. But dear Lord, just anyone in their camp, or anyone, old people can pull up here free parking and camp up there. After seeing that black bear, the black bear could take out anyone at any time around here. Now you got this little like factory or something that's over here. So fortunately the campers are further down. There's campers above where we were at, but the direction he's going, which is down the canyon, which is what we're doing. This is all my turf. That's where I hang out during the summer. It's all excellent trout fishing down there in the Arkansas. I just saw those fly fishing. Also just wonderful recreation activities. Just everything about this little area here. Up in basically west of Colorado Springs, trying to head into southwest Colorado. It's Songbird Acres in the mountains, where they start to get the red hue to it. It's a lot of there's dead deer right there. Alright, now. Alright, so let's check out this dead deer real quick. See what the story is there, if it was hit by something or what. Because this is going to become food. This area is so cool. See, right up there even is this really cool like wall up there, like kind of like looking at a little mini canyon. Just the whole area, this whole area. Might even go up there real quick. Let's take a look at what happened with this guy. Jeez, look at his eyes. Gross. Looks like it like defecated or whatever when it got hit or something. I don't really see point of impact. Oh my God. So you see that it got like either its ass blown out, or don't tell me a bear came up and started eating its ass. That is pretty gross though. What's with the little piece of tissue on its nose too? That is weird. This area is cool, and I'm gonna have to tell CPW about this one too, because that's just too weird. This whole area is so cool. Look how close everything is. I mean, this is like a mini Yosemite or national park. All sorts of little caves and railroad stuff and secret tunnels and black bears and dead deer. I mean, this is just a weird place. You know, if you go up here, and I don't even know if I want to without some sort of defense system, is this cool little cave. We'll go up there anyways for you. Well, it's trash, but is this like one of these homeless guys who occasionally will walk the valley? Is this some sort of makeshift bed he made himself? And he lays his... It's like someone was... Who would lay on something like that, and who would even make something like that? It's like dirt almost, or a bunch of leaves. Huh. And also, after seeing the black bear, who in the world would... I mean, I could never dream of doing something like that after seeing that black bear. This is something kind of new I noticed. These little circles. Interesting. What's that all about? See, so, I mean, there ends up being natural caves. That's definitely going to end up being, or is a home to, well, probably like a bird. Could be like some big bird, like an eagle or something. Interesting stuff. Alright, so it's a few minutes later, guys, and I was just talking with a local for 15 minutes. He thought I needed help, and he thought I maybe hit this deer. But he says he sees bear all the time. He says there's wildcats and stuff. They're all over the place. They're just hidden, and they basically just stay away from people. But in this video, I told him, you know, I'll never tent camp again, and he seems, you know, I mean, it's just common sense to me that I don't feel comfortable ever again after seeing that black bear last night tent camping. So let's reconstruct the scene real quick. Probably sometime in the middle of the night, maybe early morning. Person's going 50 along here through the beginning of the canyon, and then you see the skid marks where he slapped, boom, where the skid mark stops, probably at the point of impact. And then the deer goes flying to his present location. And I asked the local, I said, do the motorists move it? He said, hell no, they wouldn't touch the deer, especially a female, that's what I'm thinking too. So they usually get thrown offside. But then he says they usually come along, I guess, Carl Parks and Wildlife, because there is all sorts of trucks going up and down here all day. So I guess they do kind of move it. He said they may move it like up there where it'll become food for the bears and the wildlife, or they dispose of it on their own, I guess. But this was a weird one. And then I asked him about the asshole being blown out, and he said, yep, that's what happens at the point of impact sometimes. Pretty damn gross there, the entire point of impact. Okay, let's just go ahead and take a shot of where we saw the bear originally last night. Right along there. He's heading down the canyon. So that means you'd be heading to your right in this photo. I was parked right there, and we're going to go see if very stupidly, if I've still left some scrap food over there, some remnants of my soup. And that is not what you want to be doing. I'm very disappointed with myself for doing that. I'm going to bury it right now. And so, let's just go ahead and look. Sorry, the top of my car. Let's just look at where I was at. So the bear was down there, and I took the photos right here behind my car. And then I realized, oops, I didn't even hit the button for record. So all we captured was the end of it, where you can see it went down into that area down there. I was going to ask you guys, what is that helicopter doing? Like, what is it practicing gathering water for like forest fires?
No, there's a forest fire about 6 miles up here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you can't see it right now. It's over that ridge line.
Is that why it's kind of like a little bit of haze or something? It's just a small one or something?
Yeah, it's like 45 acres.
Oh, so it's getting water from the lake and then it's dropping it up there?
Yeah, there's a bunch of firefighters on the line out there, and then we go and drop the water on the fire to basically help them out.
And what are you guys doing?
We're helping put comm units up on the mountain.
Come?
Yeah, like repeaters for communications.
Oh,
So everyone in the fire can talk to each other.
you guys are helicopter pilots?
I am, and then he's a firefighter, and then he's a contact. Radio guy.
Okay, cool. Thanks for giving me something to look at.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys how close this campground is. Came up and I passed and I realized I should turn around and show you guys how close the upper campground. The lower campground, fortunately, was a lot further down from where I saw the bear. It doesn't matter, I guess. These bears can be anywhere. They're all over the place. So I'm just showing you how close this campground was last night with children in their camps. There, it's not much further down there is where we were, just the beginning of camping. This is the very beginning of Mountain Sheep Canyon, Mountain Goat Canyon. Most beautiful canyon, one of the most beautiful canyons in Colorado. And then here we have a paid $10 Salida East recreation site. And the Arkansas River is right down there, just right where along the bears is. And you can see that there's tents. Take a look here. Take a look at the tents. Right there. And the kids in the tents at the night, and then all along there's this wild black bear out there foraging for food. So to me, it's just not safe.